Welcome back to Dragon Army. It is yet again time for another book review. This time we are talking about the book The Alchemist by Paulo Coehlo. You can see it right here. And I've talked about it a few times on my channel already. It was first published in 1988 in Portuguese, and then it was translated into English. I kind of want to just get straight into a review of it today. For those of you that aren't familiar with the title at all, The Alchemist is about a young Spanish boy named Santiago, and he is traveling from Spain to the pyramids in Egypt because he received these visions. He noticed these signs, and so he feels like there is treasure there, and so everything within his heart is telling him to go and find the treasure. The only problem is he's a young shepherd boy, and he has no means of getting from point A to point B, and that's where the story begins. We follow along as Santiago makes his journey, and it's much more than just a journey of location. It's one of exploration and self-discovery. Along the way, he's meeting an eclectic cast of characters. He meets people like kings and alchemists and many other kinds of people, stays with them for different lengths of time, but from every single one of them, learns something about himself, learns something about his quest, and learns something about the art of pursuing what your heart's desire is. It's one of those stories that is more than just like hoping that Santiago gets to the pyramids in Egypt and finds the treasure there. It's about the discoveries that Santiago and we as the readers make along the way. Now, for a lot of you, that sounds boring, trivial, trite, silly, and I get it. There's a lot of people that don't like this book. In fact, most of the reviews that I've seen are one way or the other. It's either like 5 stars, this book is amazing, I love it, or it's 1 or 0 stars saying I hated it, I don't see what anyone likes in this, it's a piece of trash. And I get why people might not like it because it is in your face. It's very allegory, parable, that kind of story. It's not the most beautiful of literature. It's just telling this tale. But I'm very familiar with that kind of literature. I've read through the Bible multiple times. In fact, there's a lot of biblical imagery and citations in The Alchemist from the Bible, probably some other religious scripts as well. He borrows very intentionally, but that kind of parable storytelling, telling a deeper story, preaching to the reader, I'm familiar with, I'm comfortable with, and I quite like it. I found myself in the love category. The Alchemist was such a quick, easy, delightful read. I loved the main character, sure, and I loved the other characters, but I loved the lessons that the book was teaching. A lot of people, I think, get it wrong and think that the book is teaching just follow your heart. I too would probably dislike this book a little bit more if that was the message. Is that one of the messages in there? Maybe a little bit, but there are so many other important lessons to be gleaned here in The Alchemist that I think just kind of pinpointing or laser focus on one of them and saying that that's the pervasive theme in there and that that's the wrong idea, I think people are missing the point. I absolutely loved The Alchemist, and I think that many of you would too. If it sounds like something that you would be interested in, parable, allegory, simple writing, quick read, you can read it in one sitting, maybe 2, then The Alchemist might be for you. Thank you for watching this quick book review of The Alchemist. If you like this video, you can click like, click subscribe, join the Dragon Army, bell notification, and let me know if you've read The Alchemist and which camp you find yourself in. 5 stars, 1 star, let me know in the comments down below. Would love to talk to you about, I don't know, maybe already one of my favorite reads of 2020.